August 13th, 2025, Twins versus Yankees. Recap. The lights were bright at Yankee Stadium, and the Bronx Bombers were looking to extend their dominance over the Minnesota Twins. But on this night, the script flipped. The Twins came in with a 9-game losing streak against New York, dating back to April 2023, and they left with that streak snapped, walking away with a 4-1 victory built on dominant pitching and timely hitting. Early signs, Yankees strike. First, the Yankees wasted no time getting on the scoreboard. In the bottom of the first, Cody Bellinger, a constant threat in the lineup, stepped into the box. Facing a fastball from Joe Ryan, he turned on it and sent it sailing over the right field wall for his 22nd home run of the season. Just like that, the Yankees were up 1-0, and the home crowd had reason to believe the winning streak over Minnesota would stretch to 10. Joe Ryan takes control. But from that point on, Joe Ryan settled in and took over the game. The Twins starter was in full command, working 6.2 innings, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits, walking only 2, and striking out 7 on 102 pitches. Ryan didn't overpower the Yankees with velocity alone. It was his mix of location, pitch movement, and sequencing that kept New York off balance. Every time the Yankees looked like they might build a rally, Ryan shut the door, stranding runners and regaining momentum for the Twins. The turning point, the 6th inning surge. For most of the night, it was a tight 1-1 contest. Yankees starter Cam Schlittler had pitched well through the first 5 innings, giving up only 1 run himself. But in the top of the 6th, the Twins' bats came alive. It started with Buxton, who already had a hit earlier in the game, slapping another single to get on base. Then the hits began to pile up. Trevor Larnach lined an RBI single to tie the game. Keaschall followed with a sharp hit to bring in another run, and Cody Clemens capped the rally with an RBI of his own. Royce Lewis added to the damage with a clutch knock, and by the time the inning was over, the Twins had plated 3 runs, turning a tense duel into a 4-1 lead. Closing the door. Once the Twins had the lead, the bullpen went to work. A combination of well-placed fastballs, sliders off the plate, and steady defense kept the Yankees from mounting a late comeback. The Bronx Bombers never threatened again, and the final outs came quickly under the bright Yankee Stadium lights. Key performers, Joe Ryan, the star of the night with 6.2 innings of 1-run ball, 7 strikeouts, and complete control of the pace. Buxton sparked the offense with 2 hits and a run scored. Trevor Larnach, Keaschall, Cody Clemens, Royce Lewis all came through with RBIs in the crucial 6th inning rally. Cody Bellinger, lone bright spot for the Yankees, launching his 22nd homer in the first inning. Historic note. This victory was more than just another win in the standings. It was Minnesota's first win over the Yankees since April 25th, 2023. For the Twins, it was a statement that they could go into Yankee Stadium and not only compete, but beat one of the most feared lineups in the American League. Final takeaway. The Yankees started fast, but Joe Ryan's steady hand on the mound and the Twins' 6th inning surge flipped the game. Minnesota played clean baseball, got production up and down the lineup, and used their bullpen to seal the deal. The final score, Twins 4, Yankees 1. The losing streak is over, and the Twins leave the Bronx with momentum and confidence heading into their next matchup. August 13th, 2025, MLB Recap. It was a packed day of baseball across the majors, and fans were treated to everything from walk-off drama to blowout victories. Let's go game by game and break down all the action. Chicago Cubs versus Toronto Blue Jays. Final score, Cubs 4, Blue Jays 1. The Chicago Cubs wasted no time setting the tone. In the early innings, Matt Shaw stepped up and launched his 10th home run of the season, a shot that gave the Cubs a quick lead and energized the dugout. That early momentum never left their side. On the mound, Cubs starter Cade Horton was outstanding. Over 5.2 innings, he struck out 8 batters, mixing pitches effectively to keep the Blue Jays from mounting any real threat. Toronto starter Kevin Gausman couldn't find the same rhythm, and the Cubs took advantage with key hits and steady pressure, cruising to a 4-1 victory. Miami Marlins versus Cleveland Guardians. Final score, Marlins 13, Guardians 4. In Cleveland, the Marlins bats came alive in a big way. Jacob Marcy stole the show, smashing 2 home runs and adding a double for good measure. His performance was part of a relentless offensive attack that piled up 13 runs on the night. Starter Eliezer Perez set the tone with steady pitching, but this game was all about the offense. Guardians starter Keegan Aller took the loss as Miami kept applying pressure inning after inning. It was a complete team performance, but Marcy's power display made this one memorable. Baltimore Orioles versus Seattle Mariners. Final score, Orioles 1, Mariners 0, walk-off win. Pitching was the story in Baltimore, as both teams locked into a low-scoring duel. The lone run came early for the Orioles, and their pitching staff made it stand up all the way to the end. Seattle's George Kirby pitched 7 strong innings, allowing minimal traffic on the bases, but the lack of run support cost the Mariners. Orioles starter Kyle Aiken earned the win, and the bullpen slammed the door to seal a tense 1-0 walk-off victory. Atlanta Braves versus New York Mets. Final score, Braves 11, Mets 6. The Mets were in control early, but in the 4th inning, the game completely flipped. The Braves erupted for a 9-run inning, capped off by Michael Harris II's grand slam, a crushing blow that swung the momentum entirely in Atlanta's favor. Mets starter Roansy Contreras simply couldn't escape the big inning, and the Braves' offense never looked back. Atlanta's bullpen kept things steady, preserving an 11-6 win that reminded everyone of the Braves' explosive scoring potential. Houston Astros versus Boston Red Sox. Final score, Astros 4, Red Sox 1. The Astros played a methodical game in Boston, chipping away with timely hits while keeping the Red Sox offense under control. Pitcher Hunter Brown led the way, delivering a strong outing that set the pace for Houston's win. Boston's Walker Buehler, now wearing Red Sox colors, took the loss as the Astros maintained a steady lead and closed things out without much drama. Cincinnati Reds versus Philadelphia. Phillies final score, Reds 8, Phillies 0. It was all Cincinnati from the start. Hunter Green was in complete command, tossing a complete game shutout and holding the Phillies' dangerous lineup in check from the first pitch to the last. On offense, the Reds delivered hit after hit, building a comfortable lead and never letting up. It was a statement win and one of the most dominant performances of the night. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Texas Rangers. Final score, Diamondbacks 6, Rangers 4. This one came down to the wire. The Rangers carried a lead into the 9th inning, but Ketel Marte had other ideas. With 2 runners on, Marte launched a go-ahead 3-run home run in the top of the 9th, flipping the score and sending the Diamondbacks dugout into celebration. Reliever Justin Curtis earned the win out of the bullpen, while Phil Maton took the loss for Texas. It was a thrilling comeback that reminded fans why late innings are never safe. San Diego Padres versus San Francisco Giants. Final score, Padres sweep Giants. Score not specified. The Padres wrapped up a dominant series over the Giants, completing the sweep with another strong performance. Starter Nick Pivetta was sharp, keeping San Francisco's offense quiet, while the Padres hitters continued their consistent production. It was a statement series for San Diego, showing they could control a matchup from start to finish. Final thoughts. From grand slams and walk-off wins to complete game shutouts and 9th-inning heroics, August 13th delivered a little bit of everything for baseball fans. The Cubs and Marlins powered their way to victory, the Orioles edged out a thriller, the Braves exploded for 9 runs in one frame, and Ketel Marte delivered one of the most clutch home runs of the season.